Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a yoga class based on your Muladhara Chakra, that base chakra that helps us ground ourselves, that helps us feel secure and safe. In these unsettling times when we're thinking about maybe going back to work, maybe we still don't have any work available, I want you to feel secure in the space that you're in. So let's start at the front of our mat. First, I want you to just take a look at your feet, because quite often we actually don't even pay attention and visualize and look at our feet. So right now, I just want you to look down, spread those toes a little bit wider. Like I say, big adult hands, big adult feet, or Flintstone feet, spread those toes wide. Then I want you to start rooting the toes down and then rooting the heels down. And just rocking gently back and forth. And again, just noticing, maybe you want to give your toes a little self-care after we're done this class. I know that my toes definitely need some self-care. So again, just rocking gently back and forth and maybe side to side a little bit, shifting your weight from left to right. Now our Muladhara Chakra, our base chakra, is a ruby red light. So today in our class, we're going to be visualizing our breath as that ruby red light. So now once you've found your balance between left and right, and you've found the balance between heels and toes, the arches of the feet should be sucking the energy up from the earth, and then let's strengthen the legs from that energy. So we're drawing it up from our feet into our quadriceps, lifting the kneecaps gently away from the floor, and then seeing if you can find that those Kegel muscles lifting up into your pelvic floor, into your abdominal wall, into almost up to your ribs. So then we're standing nice and tall. Let's sweep the hands up towards the sky, palms come to touch, and then bring your hands down through heart center. And I want you to pause here in your mountain pose, Tadasana, and we're just finding our breath with that strong engagement in mountain pose. So even though we're just standing, we're firmly engaged, using all those muscles. Ribs to pelvis, pelvis to ribs, neutral curve in that low back. Find your breath entering into your belly, your ribs, and your chest, like you're drawing the air from the earth all the way up, and then relaxing it back down. Set your intention for your class today. And that intention will be different from moment to moment, from class to class. But I want you to just set it for this moment. What is your intention for this class? As you inhale, hands sweep all the way up towards the sky. Biceps hug the ears, steeple with the pointer fingers and clasp the other fingers together like you're holding your own hands. I want you to relax the shoulders away from the ears so we have space in the neck. Slide the left foot back, drawing a line in sand. Both feet are rooting down still. So I want you to find that firm engagement that we just did in our mountain pose. Root down through the balls, the toes, and the heels of the feet. Arches of the feet lifting up like suction cups into the pelvic floor, into the abdominals, and into the ribs. Your Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. And again, I've said this before in my class, but the arms in this position are said to be a sword, but not a sword of violence, a sword to cut through any worries and any fears that we may have. Knowing that you are safe, you are secure where you are in this moment. Breathe in here. As you exhale, hands come onto the front of the thighs. Send your shoulders to your hips and your hips slide back. Slide your hands down. You should be getting a nice opening in your hamstring. This is the first opening that we're receiving though, so please be gentle with yourself. Keep that front knee as bent as you need to feel comfortable. Head and neck can relax down. Again, take a look at your right foot here. Maybe you want to spread those toes a little bit wider. Root down through the toe mounds. Feel that ruby red light entering in from your pelvic floor, up into your ribs, into your chest. And then as you exhale, sink into your pyramid pose just a little bit more. Then your front knee as much as you need to plant your fingertips on the mat in front of you. Then step forward, forward fold. First forward fold of the day. So again, be gentle with yourself. Take a nice deep breath. Knees are as bent as you need to feel comfortable. Let's start to roll up together. So root down through the feet, curl the tailbone, and start to stack one vertebra on top of another. So slowly, so controlled. And roll the shoulders back and down. So we're going to find that rooting sensation before we start again. So just rock gently back and forth, even side to side, so left and right. Find that breath as you lift up that engagement into your abdominal wall, then sweep the hands up towards the sky. Find stability in your feet, rooting down through the four corners. Palms come together to touch at your heart center. Again, let's find that engagement, lifting the kneecaps gently away from the floor. Virabhadasana 1 on the opposite side, hands reach up towards the sky. Still palms touching, clasp the hands, steeple with the pointer fingers. Let's slide your right foot back now, drawing a line in sand. So when I say drawing a line in the sand, you may visualize better railroad tracks, two parallel lines, one by about hip distance apart from another. And we just want to keep those hips fairly square to the front of the mat. Push down through both feet. You'll have a slight bend in that front knee, so we can really activate down as we lift up through the heels, through the balls of the feet, into the legs, into the core, and then all the way up to that chest. Find that ruby red light glowing as you breathe. Now to visualize that Muladhara Chakra, see if you can visualize that chakra at the base of your pelvis. It's a circle light, and see if you can visualize it glowing and rotating in a clockwise direction. As you exhale, hands come onto that front thigh, send your shoulders to your hips and your hips slide back. Slide your hands down that front leg until we get that nice opening. Head and neck can relax down. So again, we're going to visualize that ruby red light in from the pelvis into the abdominals, ribs, chest. And then as we exhale, we can sink into our pyramid pose just a little bit deeper. Again, because this is the first opening of our hamstring, we're going to be gentle with ourselves. Being extra mindful. Bend that front knee as much as you need to plant your fingertips. Step forward, forward, fold. Again, knees bent as you need to. Head and neck relax down. Flat back as you inhale, slide your hands up the shins until your shoulders come level with your hips. We're engaging the abdominals to protect the low back here. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into your first downward dog. Bend one knee at a time here. Now, just because we're on our hands doesn't mean that we don't need to root down. So same thing with the hands and the feet. Spread those fingers just a little bit wider. You can even look at them while we do this. Push down through the fingers and through the finger mounds. Lift up through the palms of the hands. Really visualize yourself rooting down like you have tree roots into the floor, into the foundation of the floor, and into the earth below that. Find that strength and turning into your shoulders and lifting you up through the hips, then down through the heels. The balls of the feet are rooting down. Heels do not have to be here. Again, bend one knee at a time. Gently shake it out. Let's get our blood flowing a little bit more here. Right leg lifts up only as high as it feels good. As you exhale, step your right foot as far forward as it's available. Inhale here. As you exhale, left foot comes to meet it. Let's find a synchronization with our breath. Inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky. Find your body filling with fresh oxygen. Heart center as you exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let's release. Flat back as you inhale. Abdominals engaging. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to plant your hands back into your plank. I want you to breathe in your plank, hands underneath of the shoulders, hips in line with the rest of the spine. Always feel free to release the knees down. As you exhale, lowering down slowly like you're a piece of plywood, and that plywood does not bend in the middle. Tops of the feet are onto the mat. As you inhale, let's lift up our heart without pushing into our hands. Use your back strength. Exhale, let's release. Plant your fingertips, curl the toes under, down dog. Opposite side. Left foot lifts up, step it forward. Inhale here. Exhale, right foot comes to meet it. Inhale, sweep up. Again, let the breath guide the movement as opposed to the movement guiding the breath. Exhaling to bring your hands to heart center. Inhale to lift. Exhale, let's release. Forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, release. Plant the hands back to plank. Again, strong plank from your heels to the top of your head or from your knees to the top of your head like a piece of plywood. It does not break at the center. Slowly lower down. Tickle the ribs with the elbows as you lower. Tops of the feet onto the mat. Inhale, let's lift our heart. Exhale, release. Down dog. Then one knee at a time. And notice if your heart rate has increased at all. Notice if you can feel your breath a little bit easier now. Inhale, right leg lifts only as high as it feels good. As you exhale, step your right foot through between your hands. So you might need to scooch it forward a bit more, and that's totally fine. I just want you to make sure that that front knee is over top of the ankle. Engage the abdominals, sweep the hands up towards the sky. If your knees or hips are bothering you, left knee can relax down onto the mat. If not, let's engage that leg. See if we can root down through the ball of the left foot. Heel is lifted completely, so we know our hips are square. And the four corners of the right foot. Root down so we can find that engagement lifting up into our pelvic floor. Can you engage the pelvic floor, lifting up, keeping the ribs towards the pelvis. Neck is relaxed here, horse pose. Find your graceful, soft breath. As you inhale, straighten your front leg, relax that back heel slightly closer to the back edge of the mat than your toes. Hands now come to shoulder height, shoulders fall away from the ears. Before coming into our triangle pose, I want you to find that engagement. Push down through the four corners of your feet, lifting up that engagement, finding the kneecaps lifting away from the floor. Now I'm going to keep these legs strong without hyperextending that front leg. Reach forward with your fingertips, then fold at the hips. So wherever your hand lands is where it should be. Gaze can be either towards that bottom hand, right out in front, or towards that top hand. Have you lost that engagement in your legs? If you have, let's find it again. Root down through the four corners of your feet and feel the root system feeding you that energy from the earth into your core. You are rooted, you are grounded, you are so supported in this moment. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down to meet the right. Pivot your right foot so the outer edge of the right foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Relax down into a separate leg forward fold. Walk your hands through to center and then over to the left foot. Walk your hands back through to center. Now from here, I want you to bring your hands onto your hips, engage your abdominals, bring yourself back to a standing position. Pivot your left foot so it faces the back edge of the mat, so the left outer edge of the foot is parallel with the long edge of the mat. Right heel is slightly closer to the front edge of the mat than your toes. Hands come up to shoulder height. Let's find that engagement again. Root down through the four corners of both feet. Remember that this rooting sensation is the most important thing at this moment. Lifting that engagement up into your hips. So you're lifting your kneecaps gently away from the floor. Reach forward with your fingertips, then fold at the hips. Again, you might notice that your hand might fall in a different location. We're always tighter on one side than we are the other, and this is why we do this practice, is so that we can acknowledge these. So wherever your hand lands is where it should be. Try not to force it down anymore so that we're not popping out of alignment. Again, feel and visualize yourself rooting into the earth, and that root system, like a tree's root system, is carrying that energy up from the earth into your core. Nice deep breath here, inhale. As you exhale, right hand comes down to meet the left. Pivot your left foot so the short edge of the mat is parallel with the outer edge of your foot. Sink down into that separate leg forward fold. Nice deep breath here. Walk your hands back through the center and then over to the right. Walk your hands back through the center. Bring your hands onto your hips. Engage your abdominals. Let's stand up once again. Pivot your feet so that they're at a 45-degree angle now, so your heels are closer together than your toes. I want you to root down through the balls of the feet, through the heels of the feet, then reach your hands out to the side. Spread those fingers nice and wide. So the arches of the feet, again, like suction cups, sucking the energy up from the earth into your hips, into your core. Then from that energy, we're going to reach it out through the fingertips. Spread your fingers wide. I want you to feel so wide so that you can feel brighter. Take a nice deep breath. And again, I want you to come to that visualization of that ruby red light at your Muladhara Chakra, spinning clockwise, right at the base of your pelvis. Know that you are safe, you are secure. Bring your hands up towards the sky, palms face in towards one another. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Pivot your left foot so it's parallel with the long edge of the mat. Pivot your right foot so the heel lifts completely and we square up our hips to what is now the back of our mat. Bend your front knee, pushing down through the balls of the feet of the ball of the right foot and the four corners of the left foot. Find that engagement so we can feel strong in our horse pose. Keeping those ribs down, pelvis lifting up. Find your soft, graceful breath. Inhale here. As you exhale, fingertips come down now. Plant your hands, step back into a plank. Hands, fists, forearms, your knees, wherever you feel comfortable because we're holding for 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Smile while you're at it. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Hips lift up towards the sky. Downward dog. Walk your feet towards your hands. Forward fold at the back of your mat now. Head and neck are relaxed down. As you inhale, let's start to roll up. Draw the navel in as you do. Shoulders come back and down. Now we're at the back of our mat. Let's turn around to face the front of the mat, but we're still standing at the back. So like we started with, I want you to just gently rock back and forth side to side on your feet. And I want you to look down at your feet. Root down through your left foot now. So shifting your weight into that left foot, the ball of the left foot rooting down, the heel of the left foot rooting down, toe mount rooting down, arch of the foot lifting up. So we've got our weight in that left foot. Our right foot comes just out in front. Plant your heel. Then shift your weight into that right foot slightly. Spread the toes a little bit wider. Ball of the foot connects to the mat. Toe mounts rooting down. Find that engagement lifting up into that right leg. And as you do this, this left heel is going to lift. So let's put the left foot out in front now. Root your heel down. Shift your weight slightly into that left foot. So the ball of the left foot roots down. Then the toe mounts, arch of the foot, lifting that energy up into your hips. Right heel has already lifted. Right foot now comes out in front. Now these are tiny steps. They do not have to be big. And really all we're doing is walking, but we're walking with intention to root down. And I want you to find that rooting sensation. Left foot now, heel, ball of the foot, toes, root down, find that engagement. Right foot, heel, ball, toe mounds. Keep the right foot there, left foot comes to meet it. You should be at the front of your mat now. Inhale, hand sweep all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, release, forward fold. Flat back inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hold in your forward fold. Nice deep breath here. Knees are as soft as you need to as always. Look at your feet. I want you to lift the toe mounts ever so slightly. Bend those knees as much as you need to grab your 2-piece fingers, wrap them around your big toes. From here, you can gently use this as traction action to pull your chest down ever so slightly. Again, knees are still as bent as you need to feel comfortable, but I want you to feel a lengthening in the spine. Know how much this root system is working for you here by lengthening the spine. Bring your chin from side to side. Release the toe mounds, plant the big toes, hands come out in front, step back to a down dog. Lengthening those hamstrings by bending one knee at a time. Knees relax down onto the mat. Let's press back into a child's pose. From here, the tops of the feet are onto the mat, heels reaching, or hips reaching towards the heels, head and neck relax down. Take a nice deep breath. Again, I want you to visualize that ruby red light. And I want you to feel all parts of the body that are connected to the mat right now. For me, that's the tops of the feet, my shins, even my knees, my forearms, my hands, and my forehead. It will be different for every body, but I do want you to feel that connection between body and mat. Acknowledge that the mat is being supported by the floor and the foundation of your building. Spread those fingers nice and wide, curl your toes under. Let's come right back up into that down dog. Nice deep breath here. Maybe you can feel your breath a little bit easier than when we first started. Walk your feet towards your hands, gentle forward fold. Roll up as you inhale. Shoulders come back and down. I want you to root your right foot down, left toe slides back, toe is on the mat, heel is lifted. Hips are square to the front of the mat. Arms reach back behind you, spread those fingers nice and wide. So like we've been talking about, I want you to find that engagement in that right leg. This is so important here so that we don't hyperextend. So I want you to root down through the balls of the feet, through the heels of the feet, arch of the foot, lifting up. Find that kneecap lifting away from the floor. Find your hips strong. Core is strong. Now from here, keeping a teeter-totter line from your back heel all the way to the crown of the head, let's start to lift that back leg as the upper body comes down. So quite often what I see is two things here. Either that left hip will start drawing up towards the ceiling, or your lower body does not come up as fast as your upper body comes down. Make sure that you are even, just like a teeter-totter. So if you lift the foot an inch, your upper body comes down only an inch. Engage that gluteus maximus here, so that bum muscle is tightening and squeezing to make this lift happen. Core is strong to protect the low back. Nice deep breath here in your warrior three. Feeling like you're soaring into the future with strength, with power, with guidance from your root system. Inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky, both feet root down, hands come through to heart center. Rock gently back and forth, side to side on your feet. We're going to do that same pose on the opposite side. Root your left foot down, the four corners of that left foot rooting down, right toe slides back, toe on the mat, heel lifted. Hands reach back behind you, spread those fingers wide, find that engagement in the left leg. So it's not going to happen naturally, you need to find it. So once we found that engagement and our hips are square to the front of the mat, our chest is nice and strong, shoulders relax down, let's start to lift that back leg as your upper body comes down. So again, making sure that your upper body is not coming down faster than your lower body is coming up. Squeeze that gluteus maximus. Left leg is staying strong. Breathe here, soaring into the future, knowing that you are safe. You are making the right decisions for you and your family in this moment. No matter what is going on, you have control. Inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky. Both feet come back down. Exhale, heart center. Rock gently back and forth, side to side on your feet. Find your breath. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, release, forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands back to down dog. Inhale here. Exhale, knees come down, child's pose. Uncurl the toes. As many parts of the body that can connect with the mat, I want that to happen here. So if it's available to plant the forehead, I want you to do so. If you can't quite, stack one hand on top of another. Place your forehead on your hands. Because I really want you to feel the energy from the earth in this moment. Know how supported you are in every decision that you're making. As you inhale, slowly roll up. Sweep the feet out in front of you. Pull out any fleshy bits that you have underneath of your sit bones. Half floor to the fishes. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot to the outer edge of the left thigh. From here, I want you to sit tall because quite often when we do that cross, we start to round in the lower back. Lower back has that neutral curve and your chest is nice and open. Left hand wraps around the right thigh. Right hand gently falls behind. I want you to breathe into your twist here, lengthening the spine as you inhale. Exhaling to release. Feel that root system happen here. Now here's where I want you to take that Muladhara Chakra that we've been glowing and growing. And I want you to wring it out, wringing out any fears that you might have. Like a dishcloth in the sink, just give it a good squeeze. If you'd like more of a twist, the left elbow comes to the outer edge of the right thigh and twist from there. You can come into your chin mudra, the thumb and pointer finger come to touch. And that is a grounding mudra. As you inhale, slowly untwist, bringing yourself back through the center. Both legs extend out in front. Give it a little shake out. Let's come into the other side now. Bend your left knee, then place the left foot to the outer edge of the right thigh. Now from there, again, I want you to sit nice and tall because quite often we have that tendency to round. I want you to wrap your right hand around that left thigh. Left hand gently comes behind. And again, with each inhale, think about lengthening the spine, rooting down from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, sink into your twist just a tiny bit deeper, wringing out that Muladhara Chakra, wringing out any toxins, any tension, anything that's no longer serving you. Knowing that you are on the right path for you, no matter where you are in this moment. Breathe in here, and again, if you'd like that deeper twist, place that right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. Twist from there. Thumb and pointer finger come to touch. Chin is parallel with the floor. As you inhale, slowly untwist. Bringing your feet out in front of you again. Give it a little shake out. Bend the knees so you can root the feet down. Look behind you. Make sure you have enough room to roll down. And then start to roll down. But I want you to do this slowly and with control. Stack one vertebra down, then the next, then the next, then the next. Head and neck finally relax down. Roll the chest open. I want the soles of the feet to come together to touch and allow your knees to open. Now, I want you to keep the left leg exactly as it is, but extend your right leg out. So the sole of the left foot comes to the inner edge of the right leg. And if you imagine what you would look like standing right now, you would be in your tree pose, your Vrksasana. But we are in a reclined Vrksasana so that we can feel completely supported and grounded. Close your eyes here, and I want you to visualize every joint in your body has a root system. So your shoulders, your elbows, your hips, the backs of your knees, your ankles. They all have a root system grounding you down into the earth. And with each breath in, we feel a little bit safer, a little bit more secure. So the right foot now comes to meet the left, so we're in that diamond shape with our legs. Hands can be on your belly still, just feeling your breath entering and exiting. Keep the right leg exactly as it is. Extend your left leg out, so the sole of the right foot will come to the inner edge of the left leg. Again, close your eyes, and I want you to have that same visualization. Rooting down through all spots of the body. Every joint that you have in your body, feel the growth of the roots and then firmly planting into the earth. Extend your right leg out now, so both legs are extended long onto the mat. Bring your hands beside your thighs, palms facing up. Make sure your chest is rolled open and your eyes are gently closed. Now we still have that visualization of every joint in your body with that root system, so you feel firmly planted on your mat. Now I want you to visualize blossoms on the front side of your body at every joint. And these start out as little blossoms. But with each breath in that you take, these blossoms start to open up, becoming a little bit bigger, absorbing more light. With each breath in, these blossoms start to look more like flowers. And I want you to visualize what color they are. Acknowledge the texture. Breathe in, they become even bigger. And you notice that these flowers are now feeding your body full of light. Take a nice deep breath in now. And as you exhale, I want you to start to close these flowers just a little bit. Inhale, breathe a little deeper. Exhale, these flowers close again just a little bit. Breathe in one more time here, nice and deep. And as you exhale, these flowers almost close back up into those blossoms that they were, but they stay open just a tiny bit so we can still absorb the light. Bring a slight movement to your fingers and your toes. Breathe in, reach your hands all the way overhead and point your toes. Bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor, windshield wiper your knees from side to side. In your own more time. Roll to one side or the other, pressing into your hand. Bringing yourself back into a seated position. Bring your hands to heart center. When you're ready, bow your chin towards your chest slightly. Remind yourself that those flowers, those blossoms are always there to absorb the light. Those roots are always there to feel supported and grounded. And that ruby red light at the base of your pelvis is always rotating in that circular clockwise motion. Take a nice deep inhale, thanking yourself for your practice today, feeling so grounded, so supported. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.